Hello, YouTube. YouTube. Where we opened, where we? We're live everywhere. Happy, it's Real Estate 101. Happy Wednesday. I have not, when's the last time I've done this show, Van Grafton?
It's been at least 2 to 3 months.
Noah, do you remember the last time I've done the show?
I don't.
Man, this was my old claim to fame. I used to always come in and do Real Estate 101. It used to just be me and my sidekick, a.k.a. the Weatherman. But today, you got me. Today, I'm going to talk about getting your head right when it comes to money. As always, when you get on here, like, comment, and share the stream. I do want to, whenever we do this show, we always want to give a big shout out. Hey, I want to give a shout out to you, Noah. Cousin Noah gets the shout out. He's in here with me today. And Noah, what are you promoting today? I'm seeing you do a lot of promotion. What is the purpose of this promotion?
To get known, to get our new construction neighborhoods known, to get our team known, to get myself known.
How is it working for you?
It's working good. I think we're getting a lot more traffic on our websites and getting a lot more traffic on my social media platforms.
David Dutton, what's up, my friend? Thank you for getting on here. I did a video, and I put you in this video the other day, and I have not seen where you commented. Stevie, we'll ask you the question. We're going, well, this may have something to do with you today.
Uh-oh.
So, again, like, comment, share the stream. Today's show topic is this. Would you rather, you can't say cash anymore. You know why? Because some people may take their check if they work somewhere, and they may put it somewhere where it's digitized. Did you know that? Fan, we got to talk about that now. It ain't just cash anymore, correct?
Cryptocurrency?
It could be cryptocurrency. If you're watching this, let me know what are different forms of currency. What and then, like, you can put your money in some places and go, how do you, like Apple Pay? Some people don't use a bank. Their money goes into Apple Pay. Venmo. Where is Venmo stored?
In the computer.
It's not in a bank?
It's all just credits and debits.
Is that money Cash App?
Cash App?
So is that money secured? Do you know anything about it?
I don't know too much about it.
I mean, people are just putting their money in places and they don't even know if it's insured by the people in the government. So my question is this. If you could have the option, would you rather have currency, cash, or would you rather have equity? So I've told you what currency could be. Equity could be this. You could have equity in a house. You could have equity in a business. You could have equity in a stock. Ronnie Martin says this. He'd rather have currency. Now, let me rephrase this. I'm really talking about cash, Ronnie Martin. Would you rather have cash? I'm calling it currency because today you got to watch how you describe things. So would you rather have cash on hand, very liquid, or would you rather have your money into equity? By the way he said that, I'm assuming I didn't say this properly. I'm not describing it very good. So I appreciate that. So would you rather have cash or would you rather have equity? What would get that money? Making money. You want money making babies, David Dutton says. All right, Noah, what would you rather have?
I'd rather have equity.
Equity. Now, why would you pick equity?
I pick equity because equity grows. Cash does not.
Money multiplies in equity, in my opinion. What would you rather have? Everybody's got their own right to their.
I'd probably rather have to have cash.
All right, well, we're going to go through that. Why would one rather have cash versus why would one rather have equity? All right, so I had the biggest month I've ever had last month, and my money is gone. Me and Ronnie were talking about this morning at the gym. I was talking with Hayden about this yesterday. Money goes to zero. Whatever cash, I'm calling it currency, whatever dollars you've got, it finds a way to go somewhere. If you had $10,000 in 2006, that money went somewhere. Where do you think it went?
In 2006?
Yeah, where do you think? Do you still have $10,000? The same $10,000 stack from 2006.
It went to bills and clothes and cars.
John Arbor, Bitcoin. See, that's why I've got to be very descriptive because so many people can bring up scenarios. Bitcoin is the best performing asset in history. Cash is only good for scooping up those equities as a discount, at a discount. What are you wanting for the transfer is happening? Well, see, okay, well, let's talk. Bitcoin may be like the best performer if you were to go back and look at how much you could have invested Bitcoin. But how much of your money multiplied? Like if you put $5,000 in Bitcoin, what would it be worth today? I don't know. I don't know how to calculate that. But I don't know anything. I don't even really understand Bitcoin, so it's not something that I want to do. But I do know this. I do know real estate equity, and I do know how that multiplies. And I broke this down on the board. I put $62,000 into an Airbnb investment 2 years ago, and today I could sell it and I could get cash out of about $300 extra $1,000. Still early. So if I had $65,000 that is now turned into $350,000, I look at that as I've made about 4 times my money. Money multiplies with equity. So I don't know if any of you have been keeping up with what like Winning Time. Have you seen Winning Time? Have you? It's the show on HBO about the Lakers and how Magic was approached by Phil Knight. Do you know who Phil Knight is? Van? No. Phil Knight is the guy that founded Nike. So Phil Knight approached Magic when he was coming into the NBA. And Phil Knight didn't have the money to offer him like Converse did. Converse was the primary shoe back then, especially for athletes. So whenever whenever he was trying to compete against them, he couldn't give him cash. So he offered him equity in Nike. I can't remember how many hundreds of thousands of shares that he should have taken. He turned down Nike and he went with Converse. And today that gift would have been worth $5.2 billion. $5.2 billion, but he chose to go with the cash. So why does one person want cash? You want cash. Why would you want to have cash in your bank?
It make me feel comfortable. I know I could get access to it very quickly.
All right, you got comfort, okay?
Quickness to get
Safety. It gives you options. I think it also has something to do with our ego. Whenever my cash tag gets low, I think it does a little something to my ego. So what I have done is Josh. Josh says, what a dumbass, should have went with Nike. I'm sure he feels like that. So where most of us, if you're watching this, I'm assuming you're not really, or didn't come up really rich, okay? Most, if you're watching this, you probably came up like I did, very middle class, where you're getting information from your family members that are telling you if you ever want a lot of money, what are the steps you're going to have to do to get there? Save. What else? Work hard. What else?
9 to 5.
Well, it's not what you make. It's what you keep. Be frugal. So what's going on as you're like this little bitty baby is you're identifying how you're going to get rich internally. You're thinking about it. So let's just say if you made $10,000, somebody's going to tell you to save that money. Okay. Well, I'm not a believer in saving to save. I am a believer of saving money to. What you really want to do as cash is put it into equity. The whole thing that you guys should want to do is get off this mindset of wanting to earn more money, okay? Earning more money is the worst thing. It's the worst money because I will probably pay $100,000 in taxes in 2022 this year. $100,000 of earned income. If I could somehow find a way to get passive income coming in where I could take my cash, put it into equity that would produce cash flow, I could probably write that down to where I got one of my best friends retired at 40 years old. He sold a company, put it all into income producing assets, and he probably lives on about a $350,000 a year passive income flow. Okay, and he hardly pays any taxes because you can doctor up with depreciation. You can doctor up. Oh, I didn't tell you this other thing about equity. He almost pays nothing in taxes. You don't want earned income, but you've got to build earned income to put into passive income. The other thing about that equity that I'm talking about, where I took $62,000, it's worth $350,000, is I did a what is it called, Van? An accelerated depreciation. What is it called?
Cost segregation.
I did a cost segregation where I went to my CPA and I said, I want to accelerate all the depreciation that I possibly can this year. It saved me about almost $40,000 of actual taxes. I almost got back to all my down payment. So my question is, I don't want cash. Why do you want it? What good does cash do you other than make you feel good? It makes you comfortable. What it really does, it gives you this buzz, this high of I don't have to do as much. You don't have to do as much if you've got that. You don't have the same amount of responsibility. But what I have found with my cash is my cash, where does it go?
Go somewhere.
Goes
income.
Well, my cash, if I've got money sitting there, it gets creative into buying something that I shouldn't.
Get that courage.
You get a lot of courage when that cash is sitting there. Like I went on a trip, then I went on another trip. What if I've got enough money there, what if I start thinking about, well, maybe I should buy a car? How stupid would that be? A lot of cash sitting there, over time, it's just going to erode because of your decisions. You get bored. The money, it's just like scratching at you. Hey, look at me. Hey, let's go do something. Hey, let's spend this. So if you're watching this, there ain't many people on here right now, but if you are watching it, tell me why you think you should have cash. What most people are going to say is this. They're going to say, and this was always my argument, is you need that cash for whenever the opportunity comes, okay? And then you can take advantage of things that are on sale. Well, most people, 20% of the people probably can live by that discipline, but 80% of us can't do that. It's a day-to-day struggle. Like, I'll go in there and look at my P&L and I'll say, Van, what the hell? Why are we spending all this money? And then he just shows me a page after page after page. I never feel the pain of spending $14.76 at breakfast. But if I do that for 22 times a month, let's make this up, 14.76 times 22, that's $350 almost. That still doesn't get me to that. What do you think our expenses are going to be in April, Van?
Around 56, 60.
$60,000 in April. But a lot of them, now there's a few that just jump out at you, but a lot of them are sneaky. You don't feel the pain of spending $15 a day until you go back and you look and you've spent $400 or $500. You probably spend something daily. You probably got a little vice that you spend something daily on. Well, I don't know how much money that I was saying. This is what I was doing. I was a little bit older than you. It's probably Hayden's age. Man, one of these days, I'm gonna have enough money to where I can get into something. But guess what I would do on Friday night?
Get into something.
I was getting into something. I was going to the bar. I'd have a $200 bar tab. And back then, I had no money. I had absolutely no money. I never could save. The way you do one thing is the way you do everything. And my thought back then, like if you can't stay out of a bar on Friday night, you can't save up money to put onto a deal. So what you got to do is you got to force yourself to do things. So with this big month that I had, here's what I've done. Everything that I owed money on, we paid off. Credit card, it was a house, taxes. Hell, I'm ready to pay up all my 22 money that I owed. We're not even through 22. Let me tell you why? Because I don't trust myself. I want to go ahead and get rid of all that money. I pay people. I try to pay all my bills up front. I'm thinking about paying the Zillow for the next month, Van. Would that be stupid?
I mean, is he going to go out today or go out then?
Yeah, but most people would say, why don't you just hold on to that money? I make bad decisions with a lot of cash sitting there. If you're not like that, let me know. Maybe Ronnie today said I'm nothing like that. Well, Ronnie's disciplined. Hell, he started 75 hard and he's been on it for nearly 100 days now. I'm like, damn, dude, why don't you eat something? Why don't you get a drink? Have you seen him lately?
No.
All lean, cut up.
Is it?
I'm not near that. I don't have that discipline. So what I've got to do is I've got to put money into an obligation, real estate where I've got to pay, Zillow where I've got to pay, advertising where I've got to pay, and I know it's going to refund money back to me in the future. It helps me make more money into the future, because if I don't do that, the money disappears. Von Grafton, does anybody have any questions before I shut this thing down? I'm thinking I'm going to go play golf. That's another thing I did. I had money sitting there. I got bored. I joined the country club. How much is the country club bill, Van?
Sometimes $1,200, $1,300.
$1,200 some months. I would not have done that if there was no money in there. Whenever I'm looking in there and there's plenty of money, and here's what's sick. When I made the decision to get into the country club, I had $42,000 worth of credit card debt. I had a truck payment out there, $713 a month. I could have paid all that stuff off, but I didn't. So I had cash sitting there, and now my decisions were bad decisions because I wasn't paying the obligations that I should have. And then I was blowing the money, $1,200, $1,300 a month at the country club, and the debt's still there. My financial situation was never improving because I was blowing the money because I felt comfortable. It's such a little, if you can overcome this little hack, if you can pay off the things that you don't have, that like cost you a lot of interest, as these rates go up, credit card debt's going to like really start crushing people. I paid all that stuff off. Now I've got more freedom with money, and I want to put more money into equity. Von Grafton, shut us down. I got to write the blog, and then I'm playing.